Hey yogis, welcome to Fairy Light Yoga. Tina here, Sat Nam. A lot of folks have been asking me what my favorite yoga props are. So today I wanted to share with you the 5 things that I can't live without in my yoga practice. So these yoga props really help to enhance the practice for all levels of yogis, so from beginner to advanced. Feel free to give this a thumbs up if you are loving all of these prop suggestions, and let's get started. Number 1 is yoga blocks. I have these 2 cork yoga blocks here that are Manduka yoga blocks, but I know a lot of other yoga brands carry these cork blocks as well. And I really love the cork material because it's much more supportive, I find, than the foam blocks. And cork is also more environmentally friendly. So I really love these to bring under my hands, which is why I would highly recommend getting 2 blocks if you're going to get these in your practice. They really help to bring the earth to meet you. So great for people who are sort of just getting started in their yoga practice and need a little bit extra support and a little bit more lift. These blocks are also really helpful in the standing poses, so that you can bring your hand underneath the block at whatever height you need. And again, it's just allowing the earth to meet you so that you can really support yourself in your practice. These cork blocks are also amazing for arm balances. So they can help give you that little extra oomph, that little extra lift when you're moving into some more tricky arm balances. Just helping you elevate a little bit more off of the ground and find more support. Number 2 is yoga strap. So the yoga strap I have here is also Manduka brand, and you can get these straps really anywhere and in all different fun colors. So I have one here in my favorite color, purple. If you don't have a yoga strap at home, know that you can always use a belt or a long scarf or a tie. And these straps are really awesome for helping us deepen into stretches. It can take a while to be able to touch your toes, and the strap can really help facilitate these deeper stretches for us so that we can support ourselves as we gradually deepen into our practice. And I also think it's kind of fun here to lasso. I always think like it's like a Wild Wild West style here. I like to lasso my feet in these deeper poses so that you can really connect your limbs there and begin to feel into these postures and these bigger stretches. And then you can also do my absolute favorite exercise with the strap, which is shoulder flossing. So bringing your strap in both hands and just sort of moving forward and back and work through any tension in the shoulders. It's so delicious. So I highly recommend the strap. It's totally transformed and changed my practice, and I know it will for you too. Number 3 is blanket and meditation cushion. So I use my blanket and my meditation cushion every day. So the adventure blanket and the cushion can be purchased on Etsy, or if you have a local artist or local vendor that you really love, feel free to support them. So I use this blanket sort of folded up in a square or even a larger rectangle, and then my cushion on top. And then I have a seat, and it's like the most fantastic seat I've ever had because I'm way more elevated and I can really sit up taller with myself, so I can really find that extension up through the spine and support myself. And with the elevated seat, you really feel like you're awakening your royalness, your own inner queen and inner king. And then I also really love to use the blanket in my asana practice. So especially if my hamstrings aren't feeling really that open on certain days, I like to roll up the blanket. And in my forward folds, just bringing the blanket here underneath the knees so that I can support myself as I fold forward, or even a blanket to support you underneath your hips in half pigeon pose. Or those days when I'm feeling like my knees are a little bit more sensitive, just leaving a blanket laid out on my yoga mat under my knees so that I can have that nice cushion and support. You don't necessarily need both of these props together. It's just what I prefer in my practice. You can always use one blanket or just two blankets or one meditation cushion, or even if you have a firm pillow at home, you can stack those up and create a nice elevated seat for yourself. Number 4, bolster. This is my bolster here in this fun red color. You can get them in any different color, so choose your favorite color of the moment. And I use this most often in my meditation or breath work. So in the same way that you use your meditation cushion, you can use your bolster, having a seat near one of the corners. And in the same way that your cushion helps you to elevate your seat, the bolster does as well, so that you can sit up nice and tall. The bolster is also really helpful for deepening into the restorative practice. So if the more chill side of yoga is calling to you, which is the restorative practice, a bolster can be really, really important to have. Restorative yoga, for those of you who don't know, is the rest and digest yoga. So we're really just setting ourselves up in these yummy shavasana poses and allowing the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest, to really turn on and activate so that we can recharge our human battery. Number 5, yoga mat. So this one seems like a no-brainer, but it really is so important. The yoga mat is a beautiful foundation for our practice. And the one that I use and that I've been using for many years is the Jade yoga mat. And I love the Jade yoga mat because they're doing good by Mama Earth. They're all made from natural recycled rubber. And for every Jade yoga mat that you buy, they plant a tree. And they come in these really fun colors also that change seasonally. And I find that they're great thickness so that they really help give a little bit extra cushion for all of my joints, my knees, my elbows, you name it, so that I can feel really good and supported in my body and in my practice. You don't necessarily need a yoga mat in your practice. You could always use your hardwood floor and a blanket, but I personally would recommend a yoga mat just because it creates this defined space, this sacred container for your practice. It helps to support your joints, your knees, and your elbows so that your body feels really great after your practice. It helps to avoid any slipping or sliding so that you can get even more grounded and firm in your practice and deepen into it. Okay, friends, I hope that this video was helpful for you and beneficial in guiding you to maybe some different props that you are not already using in your practice. And I'd really like to know, I'd like to hear from you what props you can't live without in your practice. Feel free to drop it in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Sat Nam.